So, folks, there is a man. You might be familiar with him. His name is Donald J. Trump. He's a real estate mogul who inexplicably became president several years ago, and somehow exponentially even more inexplicably is currently the president again. I know, it's crazy. It's wild. Just a guy who kind of wandered in off the street and we decided to make him president. And, well, he went to a number of events today for 9/11, because today is 9/11. It's the anniversary of, planes hitting the World Trade Center. And, people started noticing that the star of The Apprentice, former star of The Apprentice, was looking a little less photogenic than usual. And I'm gonna throw the picture up on one of the pictures up on screen. And you can definitely see it here. Half of his face is slack. You might be like, well, okay, it's a photograph, Jack. Maybe something weird was happening with his lips. Maybe that's just how his face was in that instant, but it snapped back into its normal ways. And well, here's a different shot. And you might say, well, that's just a coincidence, of course. Well, here's another one. Dude is not okay. Dude is not. This is not when people call someone the picture of health. This is not what it looks like. All right, like these are. I mean, guys. Yeah, the president had a stroke, and no one in mainstream media is talking about it really, despite it being very apparent. And I'm just gonna play the clip here, because in the clip it's it's even worse, believe it or not.
Hilda E. Taylor.
Look at that. I'm gonna mute this, but it doesn't change. This isn't a one-off of his. Well, he's just making an expression here.
I have an alternative theory about that face. Do you remember a movie called Men in Black? Just saying.
I do remember a movie called Men in Black. But yeah, his face was like that almost the entire time. He's not drunk. Yeah, that's true. Young black economist. Trump is famously, a teetotaler. But I mean, here's another angle of it. It's all consistent. He said he wants to be on Mount Rushmore. It's a mudslide. Damn, guys. Damn, Nindreen. This is... it would explain a couple of things, right? It explains his delegation skills to various subordinates, something he is not terribly keen to do under normal circumstances. It would explain his sudden absence from the public eye over the last weekend. Fuck Psycho Salad. Damn. Yeah. Oh yeah, he has other health issues going on too. I'm not a doctor. I have no medical expertise. All I can say is he looks very bad. And I know people who have had strokes and, who are, on the recovery from strokes. It looks like he is going through several things at once. So it is very interesting. And I will say that a lot of this dovetails as well with, Trump suddenly shifting gears when it comes to Chicago. One of the Chicago, the promise he was making was that he was going to invade Chicago this week. He was going to send the military into Chicago, and suddenly he backed off. And people were speculating it's because J.B. Pritzker had stood up to him, and I think that's part of it. I think he feels weak and not up to the task of trying to deploy the U.S. military to Chicago. I think that his physical infirmity combined with resistance on the part of local leadership, like, convinced him to not do that because he just doesn't he doesn't have the gas. And this is both good news and bad news, right? So if Donald Trump is backing off Chicago, one, that's good news, unambiguously good news, but it also means that it is likely that he and the wider administration are going to turn their attention to blue cities in red states. So before with Chicago, we're seeing a governor and a mayor and like every aspect of local government coming out in opposition to Donald Trump and troops being deployed. When we're looking at a red state with little blue bastions inside, what we're looking at there is you're going up against the U.S. military, the federal government, and you're also going up against your state government. Like, if you are in city leadership in Republican states, or you know anyone, or you live in one of those southern states, now is the time to start shoring up your connections and your influence with your local leadership in your city or town, because what we're looking at is a need for even more resiliency in southern city leadership than what we saw coming out of Chicago. Trump just said we have radical left lunatics out there and we just have to beat the hell out of them. Shit's about to get worse. It's about to get a lot worse. You know, the rhetoric is designed to incite violence from his supporters, with the understanding that his supporters won't be punished to the fullest extent of the law, if at all. Is there anything my chapter can do if ICE comes? Yes. One of the most important things you can do is get your city and your sheriff's department to not cooperate with ICE. You can actually do that. You can get them to sign like non-cooperation agreements in order to like bind them against like partnering with ICE. You can make sure that any agreements that your local law enforcement may have made with ICE do not get honored. So you can do an awful lot on the local level to keep yourself and other people safe. You can pass city ordinances to protect LGBTQ people and trans people. You can do a lot that affects people materially in your local area. Do you think JD Vance would be able to take over if needed? Yeah, of course. Like, he's the vice president. Like, conservatives would have no problem with JD Vance taking over, outside of the fact that JD Vance has no charisma. Absolutely none. He is a vacuum in a suit, and, you know, they like him that way. But he's not going to be someone who's capable of holding together the conservative coalition for long. Yeah, make it unacceptable to, collaborate with this administration. You know?
Since yesterday, seen a lot of unhinged posts from everyday people calling for harm towards anyone who even disagrees with Trump on anything.
Yeah, Mackenzie L. The temperature of our politics is now much hotter. It is much, much hotter. And I will say that when you're looking at a lot of these posts, I have no doubt that there's a large number of them that are bots, that are not real people, and are in fact doing the bidding of deliberately ratcheting up the temperature at the behest of people with money who benefit from that temperature being high. You know, because I gotta be honest, like it's pretty unhinged. It's pretty unhinged. Thistles Fries, thank you for being a member over on YouTube. Very much appreciated. I've watched a lot of videos on Facebook today. There's a lot of real people saying it. Oh, I'm not saying there aren't real people saying it. I'm just saying, like, a lot of this shit we're seeing now is fake. Like, the information ecosystem has been poisoned by AI and bad actors, and it's bad for us. That isn't good. But I am trying to encourage you all to not give in to fear and not give in to apathy, I guess. I'm seeing a ton of sus accounts on Blue Sky. Yeah. It's hard to know what to trust. Indeed. The last of my MAGA friends, it's like they're in a shell. Yeah, cult mentality. Yeah. Never use Facebook these days, but I logged in today and seeing family members and people I considered friends that I have no idea of their political leanings advocating for violence against leftists was horrifying. I literally deleted my account because of how upset that made me. Hey, tipster, and yeah, it's the temperature is getting real bad. I also unfriended some folks the other day. It's really sad to see. Looks like they really are pulling a weekend at Bernie's with Trump now. I mean, I don't know that it's an actual weekend at Bernie's situation, but it is something where I'm guessing he's very sick. Like when you're experiencing that facial paralysis, like you are not capable of demonstrating the ability to do the job of the presidency. You know? The issue is they want to prop him up for as long as possible so that they can take advantage of his cult of personality. I'm sure there are some in the administration that want to make sure that they can, essentially prop up his limbs and puppeteer him until, his term is done, and then have him anoint J.D. Vance before he dies. But, we'll see exactly how that goes for them, because I don't think it's going to go well. Visited my dad to borrow some fishing poles. He was trying to tell me how Charlie Kirk is a big hero, and his sugar mama gave me magic woo-woo cream that will fix my nerve damage. I think I'm done. That sounds really uncomfortable. There are no more centrists. Unfortunately, as we will see shortly, that's not quite true. You have your most valiant warriors of the center still kicking, and they are just the biggest pieces of shit. But we'll get to that. Anyway, folks, I know that I kind of petered out on that segment, but it's hard not to get a little bit discouraged with the state of things.
Riverboat Jack is going to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, dating, plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard.